You found, you found Ask Alice, the podcast that takes a deep dive into the societal currents shaping our lives. I'm your host, Alice, and together we'll explore the often unseen forces at play. We'll examine cutting-edge research, dissect the data, and most importantly, if you're seeking to understand what's shaping our society, this is the place.
Okay, let's dive in. Since that big Supreme Court decision back in 2018, sports betting in the U.S. has just completely taken off.
Exploded is probably the right word.
Right. I mean, the sources we looked at mentioned nearly $500 billion wagered since then.
Yeah, $500 billion, generating billions in revenue.
And so much of that growth seems tied to how easy it is now, right? Online, mobile platforms.
Exactly. That accessibility is key. It's changed the whole landscape, and, well, incredibly quickly, too. Just a few years.
It really has. But there's a flip side to all this activity, isn't there? Something kind of hiding beneath the surface.
A darker side, yeah.
Yeah.
An unintended consequence.
So we've been digging into the source materials you shared, and our mission for this deep dive is really to unpack that connection, this surprising, frankly disturbing link between the betting boom and a real rise in harassment aimed at athletes. What are the key things jumping out from the sources?
Well, the main takeaway is pretty stark. With betting, especially online betting, becoming so widespread, athletes are getting hit with a wave of abuse. And it's directly tied to betting outcomes.
Directly tied.
Think about this number. It's pretty shocking, cited in the material. Research suggests 1 in 3 high-profile student athletes gets abusive messages connected to betting.
1 in 3 college kids. Wow, that's a lot.
It is. And the sources stress just how much happens online. Something like 90% generated through social media.
90%, okay.
And a big driver, highlighted quite a bit, is the growth of prop bets. You know, those bets on individual player stats.
Right, like points scored or strikeouts, that kind of thing.
Exactly. So that creates this very direct, almost personal line between a bettor losing or winning money and one specific athlete's performance.
Ah, I see. So if the athlete doesn't get enough rebounds or whatever the bet was,
they can immediately become a target. We're talking vile messages, demands for money, even threats. The sources gave some really chilling examples. Well, UNC's Armando Bacot getting flooded with angry messages about his rebound count. MLB pitchers getting actual death threats over betting losses.
Death threats? Over a bet? That goes way beyond being a frustrated fan.
Way beyond. It's a different level.
And the sources also mentioned that certain groups are hit harder, right?
They did. College athletes, for one.
Hmm.
They're often younger, maybe less equipped to handle it, already under pressure.
Makes sense.
And another tough finding. Female athletes seem to get a disproportionate amount of this abuse.
Really?
Yeah. During the NCAA tournaments, for instance, women's basketball players reportedly got about 3 times more threats than the men.
3 times? Why?
It suggests sometimes betting losses are used as a sort of excuse. Or maybe they fuel other kinds of awful attacks, like sexist or racist harassment.
Okay, so you've got this constant online abuse, the threats. When you put it all together, what's the actual human cost here? What does this do to the athletes?
The sources describe a pretty significant psychological toll. Increased anxiety, depression. Some material even mentions suicidal thoughts among athletes dealing with this.
That's heavy.
It really is. This relentless negativity, directly linked to how they perform, impacting someone's wallet.
Yeah.
It fundamentally changes their relationship with their own sport.
Yeah, you can see how it would. It feels like it corrodes the fan-athlete relationship, too, from supporting your team to just focusing on the transaction.
That's a really key point the sources brought up. This constant talk of odds, betting promotions everywhere. It kind of normalizes that transactional view.
Right.
Like NBA player Tyrese Halliburton was mentioned. He said most comments he sees online aren't about the game, but about how his stats affected someone's parlay bet.
So athletes feel like commodities.
Pretty much. Valued or attacked based purely on whether they made someone money. And it's often only negative feedback when the bet loses.
Okay, so this is clearly a growing problem. What are people actually doing about it? What did the sources say about responses from leagues, betting companies, regulators?
Well, things are happening, but it feels like everyone's still trying to figure it out. Sports bodies like the NCAA are pushing hard to ban prop bets on college players.
Has that worked anywhere?
Yeah, the sources say 18 states plus D.C. have banned them, and more are looking at it. Players' associations are also getting involved, advocating for protection, setting up reporting hotlines. Some are even talking about legal action against operators for using player images.
And the operators themselves, the betting companies.
They have responsible gaming initiatives, naturally. But how effective those are against harassment specifically, that's debated. Though FanDuel did ban a better act who targeted an Olympic athlete, Gabby Thomas, which got mentioned.
What about laws? Any federal action?
There are a couple of federal bills proposed, the Safe Bet Act, the Protect Student Athletes Act. They aim for baseline federal standards, maybe including a nationwide ban on college prop bets.
But that's tough to pass, I imagine.
Very tough. Which is why you see this patchwork state-by-state approach. And, it's complicated because leagues and teams often have partnerships, sometimes very lucrative ones, with these same betting companies.
Right. There's an inherent tension there.
Definitely.
So let's sort of circle back to that core tension then. You've got this huge money-making industry built around sports.
Billions of dollars.
But it comes with this really significant human cost carried by the very athletes the whole thing relies on.
That sums up the challenge perfectly, based on the sources. How do you balance the economic boom with protecting the people involved, protecting their well-being, the integrity of the game itself? That's the tightrope everyone's walking right now. It means navigating some really conflicting interests.
Okay, so as sports betting gets more and more tangled up in how we all watch and follow sports, here's something for you, the listener, to think about. How might this shift this more transactional dynamic where one player's stats are directly linked to someone else's bank account? How might that change your own experience as a fan? And what could it mean for the